Give me some success tips. How can I be successful at sales? That's a question I just got on a national radio interview, and I thought I would bring you into the studio here and answer that question for you. I literally just sat down on a nationally broadcast radio interview, and the person said, give me your best tips on how to be successful in sales. So that's what we're going to do today on this episode of the Dave Lorenzo Daily. That's right, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Dave Lorenzo Daily. Today we're talking about the 5 tips that I'm giving you on how you can be successful as a salesperson. 5 tips to make you more successful as a salesperson. Now, I know if you're watching this video on YouTube right now, maybe you searched for tips to be a more successful salesperson, or how to become a more successful salesperson, or 5 tips to succeed in sales. I know there's other people out there that are giving you information that could be useful for you in terms of how you can grow your sales. There are a couple of things you need to understand before we get into the 5 tips on how to be more successful as a salesperson. The first thing that's important to remember when we're having a discussion about success in sales is that you want to take advice from people who've already been successful. So if you look me up, you'll find that I ran a business for Marriott in New York City, and I grew it from 0 to $50 million in annual revenue in 3 years. You'll also find that in the course of 6 years with the Gallup organization, a national consulting powerhouse, I carried a book of business of over $20 million each and every year. I was the top person in that organization in terms of consulting, in terms of developing consulting relationships for 5 of the 6 years that I worked there. So if you're a professional, you're a lawyer, you're a CPA, you're a consultant, or maybe you're a professional speaker and you want to become a consultant, or maybe you're an insurance agency owner or a financial advisor and you want to grow your book of business, you want to get to $10 million in book of business, I'm the guy. I've done it. I continue to do it. I've owned my own company for the past 10 years, and during the past 10 years, I've become the most successful person in training professionals to grow their book of business. So if you're in B2B sales or you sell to the affluent, I'm the guy. Let's talk about the 5 tips to becoming a successful salesperson. Tip number 1, help first, sell second. Nobody wants to be sold, but people love to buy. So if you're out there helping people grow, if you're out there helping people solve their problems, if you're out there helping people achieve their goals, they're going to want to know what more they can do for you. So offer to help people first and sell second. Now, I mentioned there were a lot of people out there on YouTube who offer videos teaching you how to be successful at sales. How many of them are actually doing what they're teaching? I'm practicing all of these tips every day. Tip number 1, help first, sell second. I'm doing it right now. Go to my YouTube channel right now. There's over 600 videos there that you can watch where you can delve into the information that I teach to help people become more successful. I offer this to you for free, no charge. I'm helping first and then selling second. You need to go out there and help people become successful. You need to help people achieve their goals first. And when they say, what can I do to help you? Tell them who they can introduce you to who would be an ideal client for you. Help first, sell second. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, experts make more money. That means content is king. You've got to be putting out a ton of content. You need content week after week after week. You've got to put content on your website. You've got to put content on YouTube and LinkedIn so people can find you. You're an entrepreneur, but you're also a financial advisor. So talk about what you think the stock market's going to do in the next year. Talk about whether or not you think we're going to go into a recession. Talk about what you think people should do with their money at age 18, at age 38, at age 58, and at age 78. What should people be doing with their money? You need to write articles, make videos, host podcasts, be putting pithy quotes and comments from yourself on Facebook and Instagram. You need to be all over the media because expert status creates a fee premium, and expert status is a differentiator. If you're looking for a local trainer to train you on sales and you stumble upon me and you call me up and you get me on the phone and you talk to me for 10 minutes and then you go back and watch every one of the videos I produced, Are you going to work with a local guy or are you going to work with me? You're going to work with me because I've got 600 videos that back up me as an expert. I've got 40 testimonials just on the front page of my website that demonstrate that I'm an expert. I've got a dozen letters of recommendation that I'm going to send you from people in your industry. You need to work with experts, and experts get all the business. Experts make all the money. Develop content, put it out into the world, share your expertise with people, and you'll differentiate yourself from everyone else who does what you do. Tip number 3, tell me a story. Make an emotional connection with me. I've got a story that I tell all the time about how I help people grow their businesses. I tell the story about one of my clients. His name is Brad, and he came to me and he's a fantastic professional. He had a solid book of business. He's an excellent speaker. However, he wanted to grow his business by 100% in a year's time. So Brad and I sat down and we looked at what he was doing, and he was out there speaking several times each year. When he spoke, however, nobody came up to him afterwards to engage him to do business with him. And he never got any phone calls after his speaking engagements. We took Brad's model and we tweaked it. We changed the way he delivered information in his speaking engagements. We changed what he did at the speaking engagement to engage people, and we changed his follow-up process after the speaking engagement. He doubled his book of business in 8 months, quadrupled it in a year and a half, just by making those few tweaks. That's a story I tell you to connect with you because you feel like you're just like Brad, and you are. Brad is no different than you. He's a great guy, a very good practitioner in his area of business, and he's out there hustling, but it's just not happening because he's missing 1 or 2 key ingredients. Those minor adjustments made all the difference in the world. I tell you that story because I connect with you. Now you feel like you can do it. Stories make an emotional connection. If you want to sell people, you've got to tell them stories. Don't just spew facts. Don't just appeal to them on a rational level. Tell them a story to connect with them, to engage them. That's how you can deepen your relationship with people, and that's how you get them interested in who you are and what you do. The 4th tip to becoming a great salesperson is follow a process. Now, in the story I just told you about Brad, we had a whole process set up for how to deliver a speech, how to follow up with people after the speech, and we even had a separate process for how to get those high-quality speaking engagements. Each and every aspect of your sales portfolio requires a process. If you want to attract high net worth individuals, you need a process for speaking. You need a process for writing and publishing. You need a process for networking. And then you need a process for when you're face to face with those people to help convert them from people who are interested into people who are clients. Every aspect of your sales game has a process involved. You need to make sure that that process is working at peak efficiency and optimal effectiveness, and you need to record that process and practice it over and over again. When a pilot flies a plane, even though he's flown the plane thousands and thousands of times, and he's got tens of thousands of hours of experience flying that exact plane, and even more experience in a simulator for that exact plane. When a pilot flies that plane, he sits down and reviews his checklist. He reviews his process for each aspect of the flight. He does that so he doesn't miss out on anything. Just like the pilot, you need to have a process for every aspect of sales. That's the power of working with someone who knows what they're doing. I can help you outline your sales process, and I can give you the tweaks to make it better every step of the way. So if you're a leader of a sales team right now, invite me in to analyze your sales process, and I will show you the tweaks we can make to double, triple, quadruple, or 10 times or more the amount of sales that you currently do. Tip number 5, the final tip, is commitment. You need to be committed to what you're doing. You need to be committed to helping people. You need to be committed to following through. Persistence and commitment go hand in hand. You have to be committed to the success of your clients first and foremost. Then you have to be committed to your own success. What does that mean? The first thing it means is you persist and break through the client's resistance because you know it's in your client's best interest. You know that you're the right person to help your client. You believe in your heart and you feel in your bones that you can help the client win. That commitment pushes you through to try and convince them when they feel like they don't want to be convinced that they need the help that you're providing. After you've given them help, then you are committed to improving yourself. So you watch these videos every day. You study all the things that I've given you here on my YouTube channel. Each episode of the Dave Lorenzo Daily, you're committed to going through it and finding at least one thing you can use to make yourself a better professional. That's commitment. You take 10 to 20% of the money you earn and reinvest it in yourself to grow and to improve your skills and to develop new approaches to winning in sales. I'm Dave Lorenzo, and I'm here every day with a brand new video. We call it the Dave Lorenzo Daily. If you like what you heard, please give me a thumbs up and tell me what you want to hear more of down in the comments. I want you to commit to continuous improvement, and by committing to continuous improvement, you're going to watch the video over my shoulder right now. The video you see over this shoulder right now, that's what I want you to watch next, because that's the next step in your growth and your development. Until next time, I'm Dave Lorenzo. Here's hoping you do this and sell more. Now go.